Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ISO GOAT here, back again for another quick video. Let me start this by saying I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I have financial experience whatsoever. Do not invest in anything solely based off my opinions or anything that I say in this video until you've done your own due diligence and your own research first. Never throw in more money than you're willing to lose, and also make sure you have a firm understanding of crypto before throwing in any kind of money. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I got a couple things for you guys, just some updates. There's really a lot going on in the market, as I'm sure you guys have figured out and seen according to my Twitter. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. But first, we're going to start with a comment on one of my videos. Did you ever do some research about market cap? 51 trillion market cap is needed to reach XRP being $1,000. Please tell me how this is ever going to happen. At the end of the day, you know, you're entitled to your own opinion in regards to how you perceive this technology. Where do you think the limit is? You know, do you think that there's a cap on the price, etc.? I personally don't think there is a cap, just being honest. And at the end of the day, it's only as valuable as what you put on top of the XRP ledger and start transacting. Just my thoughts, like I said. I think at some point, utility is going to change this entire market that we see right now. Okay, right now, Bitcoin is pretty much the driver, but I think, like I said, in the future, once DLT and some of these solutions are implemented, I do think that utility will drive the market, and therefore, at some point, will drive price, along with volume in regards to XRP. Okay, that it doesn't take that much money to push that price, just as a thought. Okay, so I'll skip that one for now. This is from the Bank of France. It talks about CBDCs, future of cross-border payments. It has some diagrams, things of that sort. I put this on my page so you guys can look at it yourself. This is from the BIS. A future challenge with interoperability might be the number and diversity of payment systems domestically and internationally. CBDC systems will enter a crowded field of domestic payment systems, and interoperability can enable complementary and coexistence. I think there will be a coexistence period, as Swift has mentioned as well, in regards to this whole switchover, etc. For cross-border payments, closed-loop systems, i.e. global stablecoins, can potentially offer some efficiencies, but only if they interoperate with others. Common international standards, i.e. ISO 20022, can help. Yet for CBDC systems, their additional functionalities and future designs may require these standards to be enhanced, and for central banks to work collaboratively in their development. Then it talks about different tokens, different technologies, more on CBDCs. We don't really care about CBDCs. I'm just kidding. But it is on my page. You guys can look at it. It's 26 pages from the BIS. Next thing. This talks about, this is actually a diagram as well, a native intrinsic digital asset. For those that don't know what that is, it's an intrinsic part of the blockchain software, my apologies. And it gives some examples on here. So it has Bitcoin is housed on the Bitcoin blockchain. Newly created coins are assigned to the block market. Today, a total number of Bitcoin increases with time up to 21 million. Then it has Bitcoin Cash. Then it also has XRP. This is the one I'm focused on. Ripple, parentheses, XRP is housed on the Ripple network. XRPs are shared among key participants. It also has ETH and Litecoin on there too. So you guys can look at the chart. It's pretty interesting, like I said. I just wanted to bring it up because it did mention Ripple and XRP. Let me see here. This is from, I think this was Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken. This is a December 2022 article. Asset management activities are regulated independently, and there are no specific rules applicable to the management of digital assets. A license will be required if digital assets which qualify as financial instruments, I keep seeing that financial instruments verbiage, and it's really like making some red flags go off right now, are managed on a professional basis. A collective asset manager license is required to fund if fund structures are used. So that's pretty interesting. It just talks about like trading digital assets, things of that sort. I just wanted to read that excerpt to you guys. Next thing, more charts. That's a chart. Sorry, I got a lot of charts. Skip that. Watcher Guru, Justin, $10 trillion asset manager BlackRock CEO says more bank seizures could occur after Silicon Valley Bank. I think it's coming too. I wholeheartedly agree with that, just as a thought. This is from Stably. This is in regards to USDC. Support for USDC has been re-enabled across all supported networks throughout our platform. I guess they sent out an email not too long ago. So for all my USDC people, that's for you. Gold Telegraph. Breaking news. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corp and the Federal Reserve are discussing creating a fund to backstop deposits if more banks fail. It's kind of interesting that they're like acting so like quickly, like, oh, the bank just went down. We have to do this. We have to do that. And like literally they're actually taking action, but we've been waiting like 10 and a half lifetimes for some regulations. What is going on? I need y'all to get your priorities straight. Not to say that banks aren't, a priority, but I'm just saying, get them regulations together. Next thing, Watcher Guru, Justin, largest shareholder of Credit Suisse, a bank with $578 billion in assets, says it can't provide more financial support. The financial system is imploding. I think this is a concerted effort. Okay, they're going to crash this thing into the ground just before they switch over to a brand new system. Okay, expect it. And there's enough evidence out there to support this. I'm not the only person that's saying this. Watch some other YouTubers. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not pulling this out of thin air. Prepare yourselves, protect yourselves. That's all I'm going to say. Next thing, this is from an article, I think this was a Swift article if I'm not mistaken. The decision by the United States and the European Union to disconnect selected Russian banks from the SWIFT network, I'm not going to read all that, and to freeze Russia's foreign reserves might have significant long-term effects on the international monetary system. It's going to start making sense, I promise you. While transformations within the system have historically been slow to materialize, the range and scope of the recently deployed sanctions will most likely catalyze a global push to diversify away from the U.S. dollar-centric global financial system. I have talked about this ad nauseum. They are moving away from the dollar. Nobody likes the dollar. Other nations are moving on board with BRICS nations, building a system away from the dollar, and yet people still think the dollar is going to be here in the long run. Okay. You're all entitled to your own opinion, okay? I try to look at global events and things, that are happening, partnerships, different governments working together, etc., to try to put the bigger picture together, okay? And right now, it's not looking too hot for the dollar. Just being honest and transparent. Yes, I like the dollar. Cool. Yeah, you pay for bills in the dollar. Yeah, cool. I think at some point in the future, you might be able to use some of these digital assets that have utility to pay for certain things, okay? I think we're going to move away from the system to a more equitable system so that way, one nation does not have all the power. Okay? Because other nations don't like that, especially when you start printing money into oblivion and you have no cap on where you're going to, stop doing that. You literally just print money incessantly and you expect other nations to like that. I think that's a problem. And that's just my opinion. I'm in the United States, hypothetically. But, there's a new system coming, okay? And you guys really have to prepare for this and pay attention to some of these events. Like, they're kind of telegraphing what's going to come in the future, okay? De-dollarization. You're starting to see that more often in some of this verbiage and some of these documents and reports, etc., okay? So don't be surprised when it happens. Now, back to the article. Sorry for that. Since the global economy relies on the U.S. dollar as the primary medium for cross-border transactions, unit of account, and foreign reserves, and because it is grounded on Western-led payment infrastructure, the U.S. derives significant economic and national security benefits from its central role in the global financial system. Inertia and friction are key forces that tend to consolidate the hegemony of the U.S. dollar, but in this context of growing politicization of money, the process of financial digitalization could be a crucial force for change in pushing diversification and empowering the creation of new alternatives. And then it goes into CBDCs. I don't like CBDCs, so I'm not going to talk about CBDCs. This is from SWIAT, SWIAT, white paper. Here we go. And this talks about Target 2. I'm going to skip that for now. More Target 2 stuff. Skip that. Central bank studies show that DLT-enabled wholesale systems are able to accommodate current volumes in the existing centralized infrastructure. However, these studies also indicated that the technology is still in its nascency and needs to evolve further to provide the desired speed for large-scale applications to operate in a live environment. That's from a working paper, just as an FYI. Let's see here. This is from the American Bankers Association, and I thought I did a... No, maybe not. Yeah, this is straight from the article. So this is from their paper, March 9, 2023. The American Bankers Association appreciates the opportunity to provide a statement for the record for this hearing, coincidence or coordinated? I think it's coordinated, just my thoughts. The administration's attack on the digital asset ecosystem. ABA is the voice of the nation's $23.6 trillion banking industry, which is composed of small, regional, and large banks that together employ more than 2 million people, safeguard $19.2 trillion in deposits, and extend $12.2 trillion in loans. That is not a small amount of money. And it's a very interesting working paper. It is posted on my page. I'm going to take some excerpts out of here. The use of DLT for traditional banking activities such as tokenized deposits or for infrastructure uses may result in increased efficiencies and security that benefit customers. That's going to be very important. Talks about traditional banking. Under the existing regulatory framework and effective, robust risk management function of banks, Traditional banking activities using new technology are well managed by banks with well established controls for product development. And banks can manage the risk of traditional banking activities using DLT or blockchain. Boop. Skip this. The guidance has been clear to note that banks are not prohibited from banking crypto business. It is an imperative that banks can continue to make the choices that are best for their customers, communities, and business plan, et cetera, et cetera. And it talks about their important role in the digital asset ecosystem. I'm not going to read through all that. We urge Congress and regulators to clarify that it is generally permissible for banks acting in a safe and sound manner to engage in these activities, which will enable financial innovation to benefit the U.S. customers and the broader economy. Long story short, Congress is playing games. Mr. Gigi, Gary Gensler is also playing games. Okay, we are trying to get some kind of clarity in regards to the space, so that way we can start keeping up with the rest of the world. Because right now it seems like we are well behind everyone else. I mean, you got CBDCs and everything coming out. We're still like, what's a CBDC? Or we're still testing this and testing that. Something tells me they've done some kind of testing. I'm hoping, but who knows? But just plan accordingly, okay? And right now things aren't looking too hot for the USA. Just being honest and transparent, not beat around the bush. They've been kicking the can down the road. They're continuing to do that. Somebody needs to stand up and make a change and create some kind of regulations, please, please. I beg of you. Next thing, I'm not gonna talk about that. I think I discussed this already. I actually had some videos as well that I uploaded yesterday. If you guys didn't check it out, definitely check it out. Some interviews, etc. Here we go. Argentina's inflation surpasses 100% for the first time in more than 3 decades. That does not sound good. And I know inflation is hitting a lot of people in the United States, and it's not taking any prisoners. Next thing. This is from, which bank is this? Is this Chase Bank? Introducing real-time transfers. Apparently they had that recently. Okay, and I think this is the list of partners with Ripple, if I'm not mistaken. So name participants by country. Canada, Royal Bank of Canada. France, Bank of France. Societe Generale, BNP Paribas. Germany, Deutsche Bank. Bundesbank. Hong Kong, HSBC. Italy, Intesa Sanpaolo. Japan, SMBC. Singapore, Monetary Authority of Singapore. Switzerland, UBS. UK, NatWest. Standard Chartered. Just food for thought. I was tagged in this. This talks about Bretton Woods, 3, Credit Suisse, etc. I posted this on my page. You guys can look at that yourself. I'm going to skip that. Oops. Sorry, going too fast. I've discussed that already. This is interesting. Okay, here we go. The share price of France's largest bank, BNP Paribas, is now down 10.8%, fall in European stock markets. Madrid, down 4.1%. Paris, down 3.6%. London, down 3.1%. Frankfurt, down 2.9%. Moscow, down 1.1%. Latam stock markets in the red. Buenos Aires, down 5.6%. Chile, down 1.9%. Caracas, down 1.3%. Sao Paulo, down 1.1%. Mexico, down 0.9%. Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies are now losing globally, supposedly. Just as an FYI. We are live. The demolition of the economy for its great reset, and no one's saying anything. There's a lot of things coming down the pipeline. I think that these things have to happen before we switch over, and I've said this ad nauseum. I'm going to skip this. It's about Credit Suisse. That's funny. I don't know if y'all saw my post, but SEC Chairman Gensler suggests that the planet is a security. I just thought that was kind of funny and hilarious. I actually uploaded a video yesterday, like I said, that you guys should probably check out. It's a very interesting, it's like 1 minute long, so it's not too long, but definitely check it out, give it a look-see. Banks are migrating to the updated payment system this week. Currently, the European Central Bank is carrying out one of the most ambitious projects to update the main European payment system, the consolidation of the Target 2 system. You guys can read through all this. I'm just going to take some excerpts. The complexity of the project is illustrated on the fact that the transition to the updated system will be carried out on a, quote, this is not what I said, Big Bang basis. That is, more than 1,000 European banks will have to switch to the new system at the same time between March 17th and March 20th. I just think it's kind of interesting myself. This talks about Target 2, and that's actually the largest payment system in the world, for those that don't know. I'll skip that. Oh, now things get spicy. Mexico has officially applied to join the BRICS Economic Alliance. This is a tweet from Alpha Defense. I keep telling you, BRICS is who to watch and who to, keep an eye on, okay? Everybody is literally leaving the dollar to join BRICS. Just my thoughts, like I said. From Watcher Guru, Federal Reserve says it stands ready to provide liquidity to eligible institutions. With what? Y'all gonna keep printing more money? Money printer go burr? Just think that's kind of interesting. That's an old tweet. I'm gonna skip that. And I think that's... Oh, here we go. My apologies. I did that one. Watcher Guru, just in. Bank giants JP Morgan Chase and Citigroup are trying to handle largest movement of deposits in over a decade. I just think that's interesting. This talks about the digital real, CBDC. I've talked about this. Skip that. This is actually from Anders, X_Anderson. ISO 20022 is way bigger than you might think at first. And then it has a quote as well. I'm not going to go into the quote. It's actually on my page. This is from... Give me 1 second if it'll pull up. It's a March 16, 2023 article about ISO 20022, a new dawn for payments. On Monday, 20th March 2023, more than 11,000 institutions in over 200 countries and territories, their vendors and technology teams, and many domestic payment platforms will start their migration to ISO 20022 for payments and related messaging. Just think that's interesting. This is about a glitch that someone saw in regards to XRP. It was on Exodus Wallet. So I'm going to skip that for now. Skip that. I got some more articles, but these things are actually posted on my page. This is actually posted by Citibank. Apparently, they have some new job openings. ISO 20022 Solution Engineering and Infrastructure Lead. ISO 20022 Operations Senior Business Analyst. ISO 20022 Operations Business Analyst, AVP. I just think it's kind of interesting. Like I said, interpret it how you want. Next thing, this shows the incorporation of DLT and Swift GPI. It talks about tracking speed, efficiency of cash movements, etc. To reduce risks. I'm not going to go too far into that. It's posted on my page. Next thing, disclose.tv. Just in, Putin to sign a declaration on entering a new era of relations between Russia and China, the Kremlin says. Keep an eye. I keep telling you. That's more glitches, things happening. I'm going to leave you with this quote. The ISO 20022 migration is much more than just a new messaging format. It's a start of an entirely new era of payments. That's from Joey Hahn, Clearing Solutions Specialist at APAC, Institutional Cash Management at Deutsche Bank. So, things are happening slowly, and then they start ramping up. Trickle, 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 flood. I think it's coming. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with someone you love. ISO Gold out. Catch y'all in another video. Thanks so much.